Imagine you are 7 years old, born in Sparta. Rather than playing in the woods or in the trees, you are expected to become a Spartan warrior, a Spartan hoplite, feared by the entire world. This was one of the most brutal educations known throughout history, where only the strong and the most disciplined survived. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Surviving Humans, where we explore the darkest, most brutal times throughout history and where I give you tips on how to survive them. Welcome to this episode. Welcome to surviving the Spartan Agoge. We will start, as we always do, with tip number 1. Tip number 1. Learn how to endure isolation. You are 7 years old. You are taken from your mother. You are taken from your home. You are placed into barracks with all other boys, all of them strangers. This is your new life. No privacy, no softness. You are now part of the collective, watched day and night by older boys and instructors. You sleep on hard beds of reeds. You speak only when spoken to. You quickly learn that weakness invites cruelty. Your first lesson: endure being alone without being lonely. Isolation is your first companion and your first test. Moving on to tip number 2. Embrace minimal food and sleep. You are 8 years old. Hunger becomes a routine. Your rations are small, on purpose. Sleep is almost always abruptly stopped. You're expected to adapt, not to complain about it. You begin to understand that comfort is not a right. Comfort is becoming your enemy. Moving on to tip number 3. Tip number 3. Steal, but do so wisely. Spartan boys were taught how to steal, but were severely punished if they got caught. You were taught how to steal food to survive the Agoge, but never to be caught. If you were caught, the punishment was brutal, not because of the theft, but because of your incompetence to steal unnoticed. You were taught stealth to steal. You were expected to observe your superiors like a predator stalking its prey. You have to adapt to them. You start to understand that cleverness is as much of importance as strength in a Spartan education. Moving on to tip number 4. Endure the pain. You are now 10 years old. Now the trial begins. You're trained to fight your peers, often bare-knuckled, in public contests. Sometimes you bleed, sometimes you lose your teeth, sometimes you break your bone, but you never, ever, ever cry. Whippings at the altar of Artemis test your silence. The boys who endured those whippings and stayed the most silent, those were the boys who got the respect from the group. If you flinched, if you showed pain, if you cried, you were mocked. The older boys, your enforcers, they use you as sparring partners. You are told to suffer in silence. Pain becomes a part of you. Survival means redefining pain as a proof of your progress. Tip number 5. Develop cunning and survival skills. You are now 12 years old. You are sent into the wilderness, but with nothing but a cloak. No shoes, no food, no shelter, for days or even weeks. You're expected to survive. You must build traps, you must find clean water, you must move unseen. Wolves and wild men are your biggest threats. You come back thinner, dirtier, but wiser. Survival means embracing nature's cruelty without complaint. Moving on to tip number 6. Build a strong bond with your peers. You are now 14 years old. By now, the boys in the barracks, they are not just your companions, they are your family, your new Spartan family. You fight with them, you eat with them, you bleed with them. Loyalty is everything. You share your secrets, your stories, you share your bruises. The bonds between you and your brothers, they form the basis of the mighty, strong phalanx. You learn not surviving alone, but together. Moving on to tip number 7. Learn to fight with discipline. You're training daily with weapons, spears, shields, and swords. You drill in unison, learning the perfect hoplite formation. You are taught that victory is not about glory, it is about obedience. One boy out of line endangers the entire hoplite formation, the phalanx. Your body becomes a weapon. Your spirit becomes obedient. Fighting is no longer a sport, it is an art. It is a law. Moving on to tip number 8. Never, ever show fear or weakness. You are now 16 years old. This is when they try to break you. You are pitted against way more stronger opponents, forced into brutal fights and trials. You may be ambushed without any warning, mocked in front of others, tested with lies and psychological tricks. The goal is to strip you away from your humanity until only steel remains. If you cry, you shame your entire group. If you flinch, you start over. The Agoge is nearing its climax. You are almost a Spartan hoplite, almost. Moving on to tip number 9. Show no mercy to your enemies. As you near adulthood, mock battles turn into serious simulations of warfare. Wooden swords crack your bones. You crack other people's bones with your wooden sword. Mistakes leave permanent scars. You are taught to strike without hesitations. Enemies are to be crushed under the Spartan sword. You are taught to win. You are taught to obliterate. Mercy is treason. Mercy is what gets your brothers killed. Compassion is burned right out of you like a weakness. Tip number 10. You are 18 years old. You are now selected. If you were worthy enough, this was only for the worthy few. You are now selected for the Crypteia. This was a brutal secret police test. A ritual where you were sent into the wilderness once again, all alone, to kill stealthily, to survive, to dominate the wilderness. This was your final test. A few people speak of it. It's almost a secret, but what we do for sure is that you were meant to kill and come back as a Spartan warrior, a full Spartan hoplite. Congratulations, you have learned obedience, endurance, violence, silence, and unity. You are now a living weapon. You are now a Spartan hoplite, a Spartan warrior feared throughout the world. Ladies and gentlemen, this was the episode on how to survive the Spartan Agoge of today. I'll catch you guys for the next episode of Surviving Humans next Sunday. Bye.